Hi, my name is Carl Lehman, Principal Analyst here at 451 Research. I cover process automation and integration as part of the Applied Infrastructure and DevOps team. I'm here today to speak to you about an enterprise-wide automation adoption program. There are a few key challenges to adopting an enterprise-wide automation program. The first is you need to define what automation means. It means different things to different people in an enterprise. A supply chain manager may need to automate the procure-to-pay process, whereas an application developer may need to automate the deployment process. To each, automation means different things. And the next thing that we really need to understand is what are the consequences and what are the benefits of automation, meaning you need to understand how things work before you can automate effectively. That means you have to step back, take time, and examine your business processes, examine your IT processes. The problem with that is most people don't have time to do that. They're too busy at their tasks at hand. So they need to take time. The other thing is most enterprises don't manage processes as strategic assets. Instead, they manage the applications that run those processes as strategic assets. All well and good, but remember, business processes run in and across applications. How you do things is what enables differentiation in your market. It enables competitive advantage. Doing things superior to your rivals, when recognized by customers, they award you their business. So managing processes as assets instead of just the applications as assets is a key challenge that needs to be overcome in an enterprise. A strategic approach begins with answering the question, automate what? Many companies have hundreds, if not thousands, of business processes they use to run their business, and dozens, if not hundreds, of IT processes to run their business. That means you need to take stock of your business processes and IT processes and inventory them and manage them within a portfolio of strategic assets. Create a business process portfolio and an IT process portfolio. Next, for each process, understand their value. How important are they to the enterprise? And also understand their risk. What happens if they fail? Then, evaluate each. Understand how often they're used, how many organizations they may span within an enterprise, how many tasks, activities, decisions are required of that process, how often is it escalated, what are the applications used to execute the process from end to end, and what are the possible bottlenecks. Examining these kinds of capabilities, examining a process as an asset, inventorying it in a portfolio, and managing them as strategic assets is a key part of a strategic approach. But you also need to evaluate workforce activities. People do things differently. They may be part of the same process, but they may get it done in different ways. And that means examining how people work and how they get things done is another critical part of a strategic approach to an automation effectiveness program. Understanding how they do things and looking at key ways to automate some of their manual tasks, some of their most repetitive tasks, is an important strategic approach. But really, it also means that an enterprise-wide automation program needs to be a culture. It needs to be similar to a cloud-first or a mobile-first culture. Many companies, as part of their digital transformation strategies, have adopted cloud-first or mobile-first priorities. Whenever they build an application, they consider cloud architecture or mobile devices first. Then that culture needs to be extended with an automate next culture, an automation culture that extends those early digital transformation principles and is managed with the same rigor as one might manage a total quality management program, such as Lean or Six Sigma. Most companies have an enterprise architecture management program that can govern and control and automate next culture as part of that program and as part of other total quality management programs they've already implemented. Let's talk about the people implications to an enterprise-wide automation adoption program. The best way to get started with addressing the change management required of automation adoption is to establish an automation team. a group of folks that understand the methods, practices, tools, and techniques of how to examine processes and determine what would be the best way to potentially automate them. Next would be to have that team address the change management issues. Change management is a priority in any IT initiative. Getting the folks who are going to be tasked with executing the process need to understand it, get buy-in, and agree that this is a benefit and they will add value to the initiative. That's common to most IT processes. But what's unique about enterprise automation adoption is that core automation team, if you will, also needs to be tasked with a teaching exercise and a knowledge transfer exercise. They need to teach other folks in an enterprise what automation means, why it's important, what benefits can be gained not only to the enterprise but to the workforce itself, the people who will be responsible for execution. This culture of automation next, of automate next, is really embodied with a teaching exercise and a knowledge transfer exercise. But it also changes the nature of work, and that's the important thing, is when you change the nature of work, the folks who are responsible for that work needs to understand how new things can be done quicker, faster, better, cheaper. In the past, we've implemented a lot of new tools for that. We've implemented new SaaS tools, we've implemented business process management suites, workflow orchestration technology, and we've created a lot of screens, forms, data that actually made the workforce's tasks a little bit more complex. A new technology has entered the fray. It's called robotic process automation, and it's designed to automate the repetitive tasks that were created because we introduced so many new systems into our enterprise. RPA is responsible for not only automating those tasks, but it uses machine learning and artificial intelligence to extract awareness or knowledge from unstructured data that can then assist the workforce in their day-to-day tasks, and also assist in improving the quality of automation in the various business and IT disciplines that are being targeted or being looked at for an automation effort. So what are the key benefits of an enterprise-wide automation adoption program? Well, there are many. You can reduce cycle times of processes, perhaps improve the quality of decision-making that occurs within those processes, save time and effort of the workforce. That's really kind of like the motherhood and apple pie kind of answer to that question. But there's a bigger reason for adopting an enterprise-wide automation program, and that is you stop reinventing the wheel. When you take the time to step back and examine how you do things, manage in business and IT processes as a portfolio of strategic assets, and control them or automate them in a automation effectiveness program as part of your existing enterprise architecture management program or any other TQM initiative like Lean and Six Sigma, when you manage your processes as strategic assets and examine them for automation effectiveness, and then automate those processes and tasks, you've created an automation next culture, an automate next culture, and you stop reinventing the wheel, freeing resources to do other things.